Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have another keyboard and another keyboard from MelGeek. Now, way back I did feature another keyboard from them, and I'll leave the link up here for you to check out. That one was certainly a unique keyboard, and I feel like this one is a bit more mainstream and palpable to a wider audience. Before we continue the video, I want to mention that this sample here was sent to me by MelGeek. So I didn't personally purchase this. This was provided by the manufacturer for the purpose of this review. However, I'm not being financially compensated beyond the actual receiving of this product, so my opinions, of course, will remain my own. This is the MelGeek Modern 97. It's a 97% compact keyboard. You can kind of see what's going on over here on the numpad area and how they shuffle these function keys up here as opposed to having them right here. And it comes in two colors. This is the slate color. It also comes in a Napa color. Both are, I would say, more on the retro palette of color schemes. And they feature a much more reserved layout of keys. There are a few other keys that come with it to set it up for a Mac or to swap out these keys if you wish to have something other than delete, insert, page up, and page down. And they also include an additional escape key. This is RGB backlit, fully programmable using their MelGeek Hive software, so that is proprietary. The keys are hot swappable, and they're using Kale switches. I believe the ones in here are Sonic 53 linears. It is gasket mounted, 1 millisecond response time, has a 4,000 milliamp battery, and you can connect using a wire, Bluetooth 5.1, or a 2.4 gigahertz dongle included in the box. So a quick tour of the board will reveal a couple of things. One is that, like the other keyboard that they have produced, there is no adjustable feet on the bottom, so the angle that you get is the angle you get. And the other thing that I noted with this board is that it is snapped together with plastic tabs, meaning that disassembly will probably be somewhat destructive. And that is kind of unfortunate. I think those two things are kind of constantly letting down what could be a really good base for a customizable keyboard. And the whole thing is pretty much made out of plastic but has a good weight to it. And again, that gasket mount makes the whole thing just feel really good, even if you are a harder fingered typer. A few things included in the box include a keycap puller and switch puller, a USB-A to USB Type-C cable, the extra keys, and of course a quick start guide. And the quick start guide shows you how to use all the functions, including how to use Bluetooth to switch between 8 different paired devices. So if you have a desk of devices that you want to use a single keyboard with, this will certainly do it. This being a keyboard, we obviously need to do a typing test. So let's go ahead and get that ready to go, and we'll see how it sounds as well. Okay, so some initial conclusions from the typing tests, and one is a personal thing. The angle of the keyboard deck for resting my palms is not super comfortable. I feel like this is one of those keyboards that you might see, like those rests that sit at the bottom that you buy on top of. This keyboard would probably benefit from. I found that I had to keep my wrist completely off the desk, which if you're an ergonomist, you know, you'll have your own opinions on that. The speeds I could get were about 60 words per minute, so it's not the fastest keyboard that I've tried out of the gate. Some keyboards I've been a little bit quicker with. I found that the keyboard was a little on the sensitive side. I was using it in performance mode, which was 1000 hertz response rate, which I didn't think would really impact anything, but I will mention it just in case there are enthusiasts out there that wish to know that information. There were a couple of typos, but I don't necessarily believe that they were explicitly related to the key layout. Having a smaller shift key over here, thankfully, did not mess me up. That's been strategically placed, I think, for the most part. However, it depends on how you strike your enter key. Having the up arrow right there might be a deal breaker for quite a few people, but that is generally how people squish together the compact 97% layout. Overall, the keyboard feels decent. The software kit that comes with it is proprietary. There is a section where you can sign up for an account and all that nonsense, but I am happy to report that you can use all of the software without signing up. I think that's really important because if there's one thing I don't want, it's to sign up for a required account for my keyboard, of all things. Overall, whether or not this is the keyboard for you, I think will entirely depend, once again, on the aesthetic, because what you see is what you get. Unfortunately, even with all the connectivity, there is no way to kind of tweak the keyboard other than swapping out the switches, because it is a sealed unit with plastic clips. I didn't see any screws anywhere. If you have any questions or comments about this keyboard, make sure you're leaving them in the comment section down below. Always love reading those. And if you want to learn more about the keyboard, I'll leave a few links in the description. I want to thank MelGeek for sending me this keyboard to test. Again, I think it's a decent keyboard. Some of the things that I really do hope that they address one day with their keyboards, though, is serviceability, upgradability, customizing the actual hardware itself by making the deck easier to open, and then, of course, actually having adjustable feet on their keyboards, because if the angle's not right for you, buying the keyboard is a hard way to find that out. At any rate, I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you next time.